right, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here in the midst of such an awesome and talented people. Being an undergraduate student here, so even being in attendance here is definitely humbling and inspiring. It's humbling and inspiring, let alone presenting. I was approached to talk about my experiences, business background, and so on. So basically talk about myself. It's a little out of the norm for me, so please bear with me. My name is Toheeb Okenla. I'm the co-founder of T&J Soccer. I'm a student here at the University of Illinois studying business, information systems and technology, and I am minoring in computer science engineering. I was born in Ogun State, Nigeria. I grew up in Ijebu-Ode, and then I moved there when I was about 8. So a little bit of Yoruba that I learned, I'm still trying to hold on to. And pertaining to the business, I've been playing soccer ever since I can remember, and I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. And actually, I was going to go back in a few summers to try out for the men's national team, but yeah, after coming here and eating all the food and stuff, I think those plans are canceled. So yeah, my history with soccer led me to my senior year of high school in a class called Intro to Entrepreneurship. And the class was sponsored by NIFTY, which is the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. They provide programs that inspire young people to stay in school and recognize business opportunities and also plan for successful futures. So yeah, the main objective for the class was to create your own business and write your own business plan behind it. So everything, the ins and outs, the economics of each end of the production. And yeah, basically, and we were to compete with it. My business partner, Jesus, and I were both enrolled in the class, and we are also teammates on a soccer team. So that inspired our product. Our product is a soccer sock with a pocket and a few other implementations that allows the shin guard, the player's shin guard, to stay in, to be completely stabilized all throughout play. And some, I can't really go into details about it for various reasons, but yeah, basically we recognize the problems with shin guards not staying in place during play and how dangerous that is. And so with the development of our product and with the help of our teacher, we were able to compete in Chicago semi and final competitions, and then moved on to nationals. We placed first in both competitions. In nationals, we were one of 32 of the nation's best youth entrepreneurs. And I mean, these guys are amazing. Just ridiculous things that they were able to come up with. So we were just happy to be there. Yeah, after three rounds of competition and a billion years of the judges deliberating, we took first place, and we became the nation's #1 youth entrepreneur. And along the way, we were, coached by really great people. Atul Khosla, CEO of the Chicago Fire, legal advice from Northwestern Law, Sean Diddy Combs, and we were judged by owners of ridiculous companies. Yeah, and they wanted me to talk about how it felt. It felt great for two reasons. Number one, my mom was there, and it's good to make your parents happy. And number two, it convinced her to let me study business here, not engineering or medicine or something. So yeah, that's the history of our business. Currently, we're in a manufacturing and incorporation stage. We just recently acquired a manufacturer. So we have a great team behind us, and things are moving on. The future or the vision for the business is, of course, to grow and expand. But mainly, we want to use T&J Soccer to sponsor youth missionaries to developing in third world countries to provide education aid and also to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ far and wide. And this then leads me to the message portion of my presentation. As aforementioned, I am Nigerian, and that is something that I value so much, just being African, period. We are one of a kind. You can spot us from a million miles away. And yeah, we have a drive like no other. And we just see things differently. And we get all these values and characteristics from the place that we came from, the place that made us, which is Africa. And with the unfortunate conditions of day-to-day life of the majority of people back home, and we're one of few that are placed with this opportunity to go abroad. And me myself, I'm so thankful that I can be hungry and eat and be thirsty and have the means to like drink my fill. And yeah, can you imagine like people not waking up without the certainty of simple biological and physical sustenance of food and water. And even here, money may be tight and we may be struggling, but you can still go into a McDonald's and buy like 7 cheeseburgers and a large fry for like $3, and that's within the budget, and you'll be full. So yeah, but there are people back home that cannot do that because the environment around them is cruel. The fellow people are cruel, and the government that's supposed to be looking out for them, but are actually not for various reasons. They are cruel, and so as written in my abstract, we were privileged and fortunate enough to go to developed countries to have a better chance and a better opportunities. And that's not to say there aren't good chances back home, but we understand how fortunate we are, and we make sure we take advantage of it in the best possible ways. And I recently read an article that reported Nigerians as the most educated immigrants in the United States. I'm pretty sure that speaks for Africans collectively, but yeah, that serves as a testimony to my point here. We recognize this chance and this opportunity we have, and the drive and the tenacity we have from that we took from the place that we're from, drives us to be as successful as we can be. So with all this said, there's been a tug in my heart for a long time, ever since I can remember, but I guess it just now fully manifested into a calling, if I may call it that. But yeah, you ever go to like an African gathering and you see like a group or two of like African men and women, and they're like vigorously arguing and talking really hard. And if you listen in, 9 times out of 10, they're talking about politics and how things aren't good back home, and how so and so is bad, and how this isn't working. And as I began reflecting on this, the question that I asked myself and also the aforementioned group is, what can we do to change things like that back home? The things we complain about, what can we do to change? And the reality is, we all complain, we all see what's wrong, but not all of us, actually do anything about it, including ourselves, and that's for various reasons. I'm not asking anybody to like pack up their bags and go to Nigeria, go to wherever country you came from, but because some of us have roots here, some of us, we came here, we have family here and responsibilities here, and just get it up and moving would just be implausible. But yeah, the question now is, what is there even to do? You have all these things you have to take care of, there are different responsibilities. Well, that's where the potential in business comes from, as my title depicts. I have 2 action step proposals for you guys today, and the first one is a direct or hands-on approach, as many of the people here, even the past group, are talking about, and surprisingly, because it's just everybody's thing just falls in line. But yeah, this approach doesn't focus on business or a large structure, but just individual and the compassion that you have for your country and for people. So yeah, this includes, but it's not limited to sending resources, or you going yourself and providing resources to clothe a family, or to educate a child, and this would cost less than a really nice dinner here at a really nice restaurant, a fogo de chao downtown or something. Yeah, $50 for a steak. That $50 multiplies back home, and it can really help a lot of people. It can help one person. And one thing that deters us from doing something like that is because it's only one person or a few people. What can my dollar do? But if you understand in business, and and that $1 is multiplies, and it's really important. And I would ask that if we were to put ourselves in their shoes, what if we were that one person that could have received the help? So yeah, affecting one person is a lot better than affecting nobody. And the second approach is, these underdeveloped countries need stimulation, as everybody here is, talking about. They need stimulation. And you guys and people like you guys, being as talented as you are, you can provide that stimulation. And whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, you are all entrepreneurs, whether you're going to school for it or not. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. So yeah, what am I proposing? Simple, establish small business. And let me explain why the solution works. Here, let me get the exact word. Small business, okay. Small businesses may not generate a lot of revenues, but they are a critical component of nation structure, and they're a major contributor to the strength of local economies. That's why in the United States you hear and you see policies that are always helping out small businesses, because those serve as a structure for the big companies. So small business is defined as a business with less than 500 employees. Simple. It can be like 5 people. You know, you have the young startups here that are like, 2 group people, 10 group people. All right. Small businesses also help stimulate economic growth by providing employment opportunities to people who may not be as talented and employable by those huge corporations. So a small business is basically you can create employment opportunities that huge companies can't necessarily provide, and it's not that it's their fault. They're a large company; they need efficient people, and with a small group, business you can afford to employ the people that aren't as talented, that don't have a PhD or a master's, or that are just there for labor. Adaptability, changing climate. Many small businesses also possess the ability to respond and adapt quickly to changing economic climates. That's because small businesses are very family oriented. Everyone has that favorite corner store they like to go to, and they know you by name, and it's not like a Walmart where it's multi-conglomerate, but many local customers will remain loyal to the small business in the midst of an economic crisis. So that's a benefit. Schools and local government. A thriving local business will generate high revenue, and this can in turn be put back into the economy, and it can help have the local things that people at home don't really have, like fire department or police, law enforcement, and also schools to educate children. And lastly, future growth. Small businesses do not always stay small. You can ask Nike and Ben and Jerry's and all these guys. They started as a store. They started as people in their basement. They started as somebody in a class. So yeah, establishing small businesses is definitely a good way. And it's coming out pretty smoothly, but there's a lot of hard things that come with that. But establishing small businesses with your let's say excess or surplus funds can really help an economy. And even though you're not helping the mass and you're not helping all of Nigeria, all of Sudan, all of this, once you start off small, that can build, and that can really lead to something bigger. So I think we're excited. Yeah, we're excited. But yeah, so I'm here today to challenge you, just as I identify the need and recognize the opportunity. I want you, as amazing as you guys are, to do the same. As we Africans trailblaze and we're benefiting from the characteristics from the place that made us and our place of origin, I want us to feel challenged not only to stop and look back, but also to give back in whichever way we can. Thank you.